Hi, my name is Yonci, and welcome to my channel, Chasing Yonci, where I talk about all things love, dating, sex, and relationships. Today, I am joined again by author and dating and relationship coach, Troy Spry. Welcome back to the show, Troy. How are you doing?
I'm glad to be back. Thanks for having me.
Super excited. I'm glad that you're going to be talking to us today about 3 reasons why people stay in toxic relationships. Once again, I saw a post of yours and I said, I've got to have him on to unpack this. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right. So the first thing that you said was the reason they stay is because it's comfortable and familiar. So break that down for us.
Yes, I think ultimately as humans, we want comfortability, right? We want homeostasis in our lives. And so anything that makes us uncomfortable, it kind of puts us in a space where we don't feel at ease. And so sometimes even if something is toxic or something is unhealthy, if it's normal to us, then we still see it as comfortable, right? And so I think that's one of the reasons people stay in these kind of relationships, because it's what's normal to them, and what's normal to you is what's comfortable for you.
And I've even heard of people say that I wasn't used to someone who didn't fight. Like they misinterpreted everything going smoothly for a relationship being boring or the person not being that into them because they've always seen someone who is really volatile, whether it's love or anger. So I think this is a really good point. You said you feel the devil you know is better than being alone. And that is huge because that is a fear-based thing. You're saying, I know I don't want this, but I'm afraid of the boogeyman, which is being alone. And this is a shameless plug for my coaching, but literally that's my niche. If a person is that terrified of being alone, that they would rather endure a less than satisfying relationship, there is a sign that there is something deeper going on. And that's where the professionals step in and help out. All right, we're going to go over to number 2. You said you don't truly think that you can find or feel you deserve any better. That's so sad. Break that one down for us.
Yeah, so many of us are dating from a place of lack, right? And so the world feeds us these narratives that there's no one else out there. There's no one else available. And if you don't stick with this one, then you're not going to have another chance at another one, right? Yeah. And so sometimes that causes people to stay in toxic situations because it's just good enough.
Yeah.
Right. Even though they could be thriving or could be doing better, they settle for what's just good enough just to have someone there. Because being alone, they might be judged for being alone, especially if you're a woman. Right. It's, a lot of women's value is placed on if they have a man or not, even if it's in a toxic relationship. And so I would encourage people, man, to, reassess that narrative and start thinking, well, could I do better?
And can you imagine if you were the recipient of that person you were with? You feel like there's really no spark. Well, that's because they're just hanging on because they don't think they could get any better. That would just be so sad.
Oh man, I always say date when you're ready, not when you're lonely.
Oh, it's so true. It really is true though. Easier said than done for people who are struggling though. With the self-love part. Okay, so number 3, you don't know what a good or healthy relationship looks like. You said you've only seen dysfunction. So this seems normal to you. And I think I tripped you up because I gave you, you broke it down a little bit in the first one, but it all ties together. You haven't even seen the good one.
I mean, think about it. I call it normalized dysfunction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to me, we've got to set better examples of what healthy looks like in relationships and in dating. The problem is a lot of what's healthy isn't what's publicized.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's not as much drama attached to that. And so if all you see is unhealthy relationships growing up and you see people dysfunctional, they don't communicate well, they have a lot of conflict, all of these things, you start to think that's normal for you. And so when someone comes along that's showing you something different, you can even self-sabotage it.
Yes.
Because you're like, oh, this is not what I'm used to. And it makes you feel a little uneasy. So yeah, I mean, that's a big part of it.
And speaking of self-sabotage, you guys watch this video because we are going to be talking about what you can do to sabotage. And one of them is smothering. So be on the lookout for that video that I will be dropping with Troy. And if you guys are watching on the replay, you will see it there. All right, Troy, thank you so much. Do me a favor. Tell me about the book that you have in case people don't know. And I'll go ahead and drop the link in the description.
Absolutely. So the name of my book is Teach Me How to Love While What You Don't Know Will Hurt You. And it's been selling all over the world, all over the nation. It's blessed thousands of lives. I think it can bless someone who's watching this today as well. For anybody who's, whether you're a couple, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're dating, and you're trying to get off the emotional roller coaster, this is the book for you. If you're tired of having the same results and you're not happy with those results, try something different. And my book pushes you to think a little bit differently and change your mindset about dating, relationships, and marriage.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for always coming back. I can't wait to see you next time. And you guys, until next time, tell someone that you love them.